Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 101 of the Run in the Paint podcast. I'm Miles here with Nick and Jackson. Guys, how are you doing today?
What's up, fellas? What's up, everybody? Feeling good? Feeling great.
Feeling good, feeling great. No Joey on this one. He's partying it up in Florida with the family. So shout out to Joey for having a good time on there. We miss you, buddy. Excited to have you back on. Want to give a shout out before we get into the episode. I believe the episode is going to come out today. We were all on the Baloney basketball show. Shout out to Garrett, also known as Super Mario Hoops 24, for having us on the podcast. It was a lot of fun. We talked about our thoughts on the All-Star starters, maybe some potential changes to the game going forward, and some fun trivia games as well. So just want to give a quick shout out to Garrett for having us on there. It was a great time.
Absolutely.
But we've got a lot to talk about here on episode 101. The NBA All-Star reserves were announced just mere hours before hitting the record button, and certainly a lot to talk about there. We have another domino in the NBA, that could potentially get traded going forward, an injury, a whole lot of stuff to talk about. So excited to get into it. Let's start off with PERTL, as we always do. Nick, how about you give us a player to start off with?
Can I go with Maxi Kleber?
Sure, let's go with Maxi Kleber. Prayers. Hope you come back from your injury for a speedy recovery. Let's do Maxi Kleber. Number 42, right on the number. Wow.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, automatically I'm thinking Al Horford because this is a big guy that's old and wears the number 42. I think it's Al Horford.
Wow, dude, that might be it.
Is there any other option? Goglin, you're muted.
I think he meant to say that I had the perfect guess. Was that what you were saying?
I said it was a good guess. I did.
That was a very good guess. Let's see. Well, I guess it's
got to be Horford.
It's either Horford or Kevin Love, right?
You're right.
Ooh.
Forgot to think about Kevin Love.
Didn't Kevin Love change his number to a single digit?
Nah, he's 40.
And wait,
he's 42.
Is Kevin Love 36? Is Kevin Love 36?
Yeah, it depends on how old the guy is. I think it's Horford just because of the age. Want to go?
I'm good with Horford.
All right, let's go.
That was the first one that we thought of.
Let's see, Al Horford, the veteran. Let's go. Two great first guess by Nick, giving the assist.
He's not smiling. He's not smiling. Doesn't count. He's not smiling. Doesn't count.
Not smiling doesn't count.
I'm not happy to be there.
Man, thank you, Maxi Kleber, for popping into Nick's head there as the first guess. But let us know in the comments down below if you were able to get a 2 on that one. That was a good one. But let's get into this All-Star talk. The All-Star reserves, again, they were just announced a couple hours before recording here. We got all the reserves, got all the rosters set up. Let's start off with, I guess, the Western Conference first. So here are our reserves. Anthony Davis of the Lakers, Anthony Edwards of the Timberwolves, James Harden of the Clippers getting back to the All-Star game, Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Grizzlies, Alperen Şengün for the Rockets, Wemby from the Spurs, and J-Dub of the Thunder. A lot of first-time All-Stars. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. Jackson, let's start with you. What is your first reaction to when you first saw all these All-Stars?
I love it. I think they did a fantastic job. I think the only one you can maybe argue is Harden. But even then, Harden has been the backbone of the offense for the Clippers, and they would be nowhere without him. Just absolutely nowhere. So I think it's great that Harden got his flowers. I mean, he is my favorite player of all time, but also, he's on a 6th seed, and he's literally their whole offense. Outside of Norm Powell sometimes.
Nick, how about you? What were your first thoughts when seeing the West reserves?
First of all, I love the Bay Area logo for the All-Star game. This is a cool background that they got it up against, and even just the bridge with I like the logo this year. No Sabonis, obviously, is the biggest thing. Again, with the legacy spot, if you've been watching the last couple episodes, we've talked about it. I think that LeBron, Steph, those dudes definitely deserve to be in the game, but between them two, Harden and Durant, like one of those guys can get an added legacy spot, expand the rosters to 13, add a legacy spot, and then you could have have Sabonis on there as well.
Jackson,
The one
Jackson objects.
Hold
What-
on.
what do you-
The other thing that came to mind though was that they got a Grizzly and a member of the Grizzlies, a member of the Rockets, and a member of the Clippers all on there, which was really good.
Meaning that the coaches heavily prioritized winning with these all-stars and trying to show as much love to all these teams as possible. I mean, these obviously the starters in the Western Conference, you got Shea, Steph Curry, LeBron, Durant, and Jokic, meaning that the only two teams to have multiple all-stars in the Western Conference are the LA Lakers and the OKC Thunder. And obviously the Lakers, you got AD and LeBron. They're both going to make the game. And OKC's been so dominant. They deserve to get two. Every other team basically just got one. And then you got teams like, I guess, the Mavericks didn't get an all-star because Luke is injured. Kyrie didn't end up making the game. And Sacramento, you mentioned Sabonis. Sabonis is probably the biggest shocker in this one because the guy's averaging like 20 points, 15 rebounds, and 6.5 assists, which is
and the highest 3-point percentage in the league.
Highest 3-point percentage in the league. He's been playing great all season. Obviously, it's been an up and down season for the Kings, but they're still like in the mix for the postseason. Like we'll obviously get to the East, but I think in the Western Conference, he's clearly the biggest snub. But I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense when you see how the coaches did this. They wanted to reward winning. So it makes sense, but it doesn't seem right that Sabonis doesn't make the game, you know.
Yeah, who would he go in over? I mean,
yeah, that's the question. I mean, it kind of breaks down to how do we think the coaches voted this in? I mean, I guess so. Obviously, you need 2 guards, 3 front court players, and 2 wild cards. So Anthony Edwards and James Harden were the guards, it looks like. Then I guess, the rest are forwards. So then everything else was kind of up for grabs. I wonder out of these 5, which 2 players ended up being the wild cards in the West.
I'm guessing J-Dub and probably Şengün, if I had to guess.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe Jaren. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're all all-stars.
Yeah, but Jackson, Jackson, you were objecting to Nick's point earlier. What are your thoughts about the roster expanding sort of conversation?
Well, I mean, the legacy spot really wouldn't help Sabonis get in this year, I don't think. Because, I mean, you could put LeBron or KD there, but, like, it wouldn't really make sense because they're both all-stars. They're still playing at an all-star level. Like, they both deserve to be starters, whether people want to object or not. They're still both playing like they've been starters. I mean, LeBron, you can maybe argue, but even then, I mean, he's still LeBron. He's still playing like LeBron. Maybe not the 27 points per game, but I mean, he's still at 24?
24, 8, and 9. Like, he's putting up incredible numbers. I mean, Jackson, yeah. I tend to agree with your point with the legend spot because that was thrown up in a year where you have guys like Dwayne Wade, Dirk Nowitzki, even other guys in the running for like a Vince Carter, who were just they're not playing like all-stars that season. They're obviously at the end of their careers. It's their last season. Legacy spots are kind of a way to send away some of the game's greatest legends. And that's not what this would be at all. It would just basically be expanding a spot or adding another spot, for LeBron and Steph just to add one. And in that case, they should just add another roster spot. They don't need to really do a legacy thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Fox could have definitely made it too, but I don't think he's as big of a snub as Sabonis. I mean, Sabonis might be the most underrated player by the coaches, players, fans, everybody. I mean, this dude wasn't an all-star this year, wasn't an all-star last year, deserved it both years, and it's kind of getting annoying. I mean, as someone who likes Sabonis, because he definitely has played to the level of an all-star, and I think he needs to stop getting snubbed sooner or later, right? So hopefully next year, fingers crossed.
Yeah, Domantas Sabonis. So to your point, Jackson, I actually forgot he didn't make it last year. So over his, I guess now this is his third full season there with Sacramento. He's played 220 games for the Kings. For the Kings in his career, he's averaging basically 20 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists with the Kings, and he's only made one All-Star game with the Kings, which is just kind of baffling to really think about. But I mean, the question would be, who do you take out of this? And that's where things kind of get difficult because, Şengün and Jaren Jackson and Jalen Williams, they all deserve to make it because their teams have been so successful and all of them deserve to get a player in. So you kind of can't you can't really take Şengün out and then put in Sabonis and then put Jaren in because of winning, because then it's like, why is Şengün in the game?
Only argument is him over J-Dub, honestly. Just because OKC's already got that one starter or that one player, but I mean, they deserve to. I mean, we'll look at another team, they got more, and they're basically the same this season.
Yeah, 30. So. Yeah, I mean, 37-9 team definitely deserves, to have multiple All-Stars. Man, I'll tell you what, though, it's honestly obviously not good, but with all the injuries that happened in the Western Conference, but it made this roster kind of easier to construct a little bit, if that makes sense, because you have guys like Luka, Chet Holmgren, who would have been in conversations to make this game that are now not in. You'd have two more of these guys not make the game. Like it's crazy how stacked the Western Conference is, for sure.
I love how the first, if you look on the right side of the screen, the first thing it says James Harden, we did it, all in caps.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, hey, I want to give a shout out to James Harden for getting back to the All-Star game, man. I mean, this is his first one since 2022. Last couple of years have certainly been up and down, but I think he definitely – I don't know. I definitely did not think that James Harden was making another All-Star game after, Philadelphia. So him making it with the Clippers is just really impressive. I mean, he's another one of those guys that's just playing so great at the, near the end of his career and certainly deserving of this spot.
Sun's own over here talking about job booking Kyrie. Stop it. Who does this guy think he is? Ja Morant? Stop it.
Ja was injured. Booker, I think Booker's another snub as well, but I think
he's a snub, but I mean, not at all.
Kyrie's more of a snub than Booker.
You think? Yeah. So Nick, if there was anything about that All-Star roster in the Western Conference, is there anything that you would change about how it came out in the West?
No, I think all those guys deserve it. It's crazy that Sabonis isn't on there. Like you said, last 3 years, and Sacramento's just been averaging crazy numbers. He's been top 10 in MVP voting, All NBA every year. So for him not to make it in the same sort of fashion 2 years in a row, it's unfortunate. But I mean, for his contracts, for the max deals, the super max that he has to qualify for, he just has to make All NBA. So
yeah, and he could still be in the running for that this year. I mean, the statistics are just incredible. But
yeah, his numbers are better this year than either of the past two last years.
Yeah, for sure. But it is crazy in that sense that he's missing the game, because you're right. Now I'm remembering to when we did this show last season, and it was Cat making the game over Sabonis, and we had the same kind of conversation about Sabonis then being the runner-up to the game. It's just incredible. But Western Conference was definitely crazy. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below on the West. Now moving over to the Eastern Conference, Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics making it back once again. Cade Cunningham, first-time All-Star for the Detroit Pistons. Darius Garland of the Cavs is back for his second All-Star game. Tyler Hero making his first All-Star game. No, Jackson's got to be happy about that. Damian Lillard of the Milwaukee Bucks. Evan Mobley of the Cavs making his first All-Star game. And then Pascal Siakam of the Indiana Pacers. So, Nick, we'll start with you for the Eastern Conference. What stands out to you when looking at the reserves from the East?
No LaMelo Ball.
Yeah,
that's what stands out more than anything. Cade and Tyler Hero both getting their first selection over him, and then Dame also staying in the game, having top 10 seasons in scoring and assists, so definitely should be there. But no LaMelo.
Yeah, that's probably that's the biggest one that everyone's talking about, probably in the whole league, about it being the biggest snub. Jackson, you're shaking your head. What do you think? Are you happy that the coaches didn't put him in?
I'm very happy the coaches didn't, but I think everyone up there deserves to be up there over him. People saying that Tyler Hero shouldn't be an all-star, it's actually kind of ridiculous. He's basically carried the Heat to a 7 seed. I mean, Bam's not playing very well. Who knows what's going on with Jimmy at this point? The only consistent guy there so far this year has really been, Tyler Hero. He's been balling this season. He's been doing everything they need to do, and they're the 7 seed. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that as well. I mean, all the guys up there obviously deserve to make it. LaMelo, it's obviously super tough. I mean, I've been saying it, a whole lot that, while his numbers do look fantastic, 28, 7, and 5, I just haven't been a big fan of the amount of shots he's put up and the inefficiencies, and also that it just hasn't led to winning basketball. And, we're seeing across the league in both conferences that if you're not really winning, then you're not in the All-Star game. Like, probably the worst. The player on the worst team to make the game was probably Wemby. Wemby on the Spurs, and they're 4 games below 500. You got the Hornets sitting 12-32 in the East in a season where, obviously, I mean, some of us were hopeful. I was hopeful about the Hornets, playing better this season. Jackson was as well. Hype may not have been there that much, but, I certainly think that LaMelo, he's obviously made for an all-star game, and that's what I think that's more so why fans are upset that he's not in the game. But as far as who deserves to be in the game this season compared to everyone else, I just don't think he deserves it as much as the rest of these guys because of the impact on winning basketball.
100% agree. 100% agree.
Yeah, no, I think they got it right in the East. It seems like it's a bit less difficult than for the West. I mean, the runners-up, like we talked about with LaMelo, Trae Young, obviously also a candidate, but he's a bit further off, I would argue, than like Kyrie or De'Aaron Fox was in the West. So that's kind of what I mean. And then even the runner-up for the forward spot, like after Siakam, you could go like maybe Jared Allen.
Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson would probably have been the guy.
Yeah, he's hurt too, though. Yeah, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen players get injured right before the game, but they've played enough games to where they still make the game, and then you add a guy as a reserve. So, I mean, this is Jalen Johnson, Siakam made it, outright.
Yeah, right.
Which I found very interesting. I thought for sure that Jalen Johnson or Trae Young would have made it. The Hawks not having any All-Stars, but you think of teams playing or players, playing well at the right time. The Pacers have been great over the last month or so. I believe they're like 15-5 in their last 20 games. And the Atlanta Hawks, after losing to Cleveland here tonight as we're recording this, they've lost 7 games in a row, and they're now a bunch of games under 500. We'll get to the Hawks in a little bit, but it just shows how important it is to play, your best at the right time. I think the same could be said for a guy like Garland in the East. Other guards that didn't make it. We talked about LaMelo, Tyrese Maxey. Maybe was in the running. He's had a bunch of games, with 25-plus points, but the Sixers have obviously been a mess this season.
Yeah, no, they're 19-27.
Yeah, I think that all the guys I think that the coaches did get it right.
I agree.
In the Eastern, you know what? In the Eastern Conference, I will say I think they did get it perfect. I think that they got all 12 guys right in the Eastern Conference.
I think all 24 are right. Or no, wait.
I guess the only one is Sabonis, but who would you put him in over,
I'm just, again, the right side is so funny. This Missoula guy.
Missoula.
Derek
White. Yeah, Derek
White. There's a mistake. Derek White is not on that list. Excuse me, sir. There's a mistake.
That is hilarious. But yeah, great to see. Shout out to all the first-time All-Stars. I feel like we got a lot of first-timers, in this game. We already mentioned Wendy, J-Dub, and Şengün. And then you look here in the East with Cade, Mobley, Hero, Wemby in the Western Conference.
Siakam, first-time All-Star?
No, he's made it. This is I think this might be his third time, something like that.
I think it's his second. He was a starter the one year.
It's his third time.
I can't remember.
Third time.
Oh, it's his third.
But
I must have misread the graphic earlier.
Yeah, but yeah, just shout out to all those guys. It's obviously a huge accomplishment for all these players to make the game. I mean, it's it's just great. I mean, you look at a lot of these players, especially in the East, like you look at where guys like Cade Cunningham were at the end of last season on the, a horrible Pistons team. They're obviously winning a lot more, and that's allowed him to make the game. Garland, a lot of people were out on Garland after last season. Same thing with Mobley. Tyler Hero, making this all-star jump. Like you said, Jackson, carrying the Heat to the postseason at this point. Like everything seems to have gone wrong in Miami this season besides like Kel'el Ware and Tyler Hero. So shout out to all those guys making the all-star game.
Who's the oldest person on either team, on either reserve
LeBron
section?
James.
Reserve. I mean, Harden.
I think it's Dame. Harden. But outside of Dame and Harden, I mean,
yeah, a lot of young guys.
Young guys, which is really good for the league, I think, because All-Star Weekend, yes, it's like kind of dying a little bit in terms of like how people perceive it, but also like the amount of professional athletes that go there from other sports, the amount of celebrities that you see there, it's always going to draw a lot of eyes on the league. And I think having all these young people playing in the All-Star game is also going to like showcase them if they play hard.
Yeah, and
don't expect Alpi to play any defense, man. He doesn't do that. He's there to strictly get buckets. Even though he's not playing today, I'm kind of sad.
We should draft these dudes right now since there's 3.
Bet, let's
TNT
go.
Guys.
Well, that'd be fun. Do we want to do that real quick?
Let me go 1-1. I'm taking Alpi. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not taking
Miles,
1-1.
get the wheel out.
Oh, geez. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. We're going to do this. That's actually going to be a lot of fun. That's a good idea. All right. Let's see. Miles.
Quick draft.
And this one will be interesting because either way, it won't be in like a serpentine format because the actual draft is going to take place next Thursday, which also happens to be the trade deadline. It's going to occur on TNT's pregame show. But here we are. Quickly got the wheel out. All right. Is this spin for third? It goes third? Or?
Yeah. Third.
All right,
3, 2, 1.
All right. Third,
I'm going to cry.
The third pick is Jackson.
See, so does anyone have tissues?
It's all right. I'll be available.
He better be.
Second pick is me. So it'll be Nick, and Jackson. Okay, let me throw
Nick suggested it. He rigged it. The wheel is broken. It's busted. Steven Adams is balling out right now.
Nick, Miles, Jackson. All right. And remember with this, it's the starters first. So we have to go through all the starters first before getting to the reserves.
Wait, pick 3 sucks, dude. Oh wait, no.
So So let's see. Are we drafting like this? Like we're drafting for the actual All-Star game?
Drafting my starting 5.
Drafting.
I mean, yeah. What do you mean? We'll each have 8.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Like, if we're basing this off of like the players playing in the game. So all right. Nick, you go first.
I got you.
Jokic.
Nick's going with Jokic first for the All-Star.
Trash pick, bro.
All right. I'm going to go with Giannis.
I hate you. I wanted him. That was my pick.
Hey, we all want him? Tune into the video, to the baloney basketball. We kind of had this a little bit.
Taking my pick. Who do you think you are? Okay, I have to pick 2 stars. Okay.
We did talk about that.
See, I can't. I mean, I'm gonna go Shea and Tatum. I mean, I feel like
you can only do one. It's not a serpentine draft.
What? This is stupid.
That's how it's gonna be. It's not a serpentine draft.
Just give me Shea.
You want Shea? All right, you get SGA. All right.
Third pick is trash, man.
I want Durant.
All right, I'll take.
What in tarnation? What in the T Weevil?
Oh, dude, this is actually all right. I'm gonna go Steph.
Give me Tatum. Cool beans, man. Thanks.
Got him anyways.
You got him anyways.
Thanks, guys.
You got him anyways.
Yippee! Let's go, man. No pressure or anything, Nick. It's just your pick.
I'll go LeBron.
Dang, I was hoping he'd come back to me.
Mm-mm.
All right. Let's see. Next up, I'll go with Towns. I'll get another big guy.
Thank you. Oh, I don't have a big guy. I don't need a big guy.
So I get Donovan or Brunson. Perfect.
Who does Jackson want? Who does Jackson want?
Man, I don't know. We could have the most lethal mid-range team ever with Brunson and Shea, but also
What a great All-Star game.
you know what? Give me the guard. Give me the other guard from the second best team record-wise. Not neither of them the best team, but I'll take
Brunson.
Donovan.
Oh,
Mitchell.
You are so naive, Nick.
you said second best team in the Cavs. Okay, I got.
They're the
Brunson.
number one.
Yeah, tied. No, they're tied for the best record, but they're
No, they're
both
not.
are the
All right,
second and
under
third
the
best team. The
reserves.
Rockets are the
Under
best
the
team in the league.
reserves.
2-0, Miles. 2-0. 2-0.
Wait,
Oh,
do you get?
I know who Miles is picking.
Well, no, Nick. Do you automatically get Brunson?
So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
gets-
Okay.
This is rigged.
Even though Wemby's way better.
Yeah, we gotta
Stop.
go. Oh, jeez, dude.
No, but
Miles went Giannis, Wemby, Towns.
he didn't take Wemby. You
He's
clown.
taking Wemby.
Yes, I am.
Dang it.
Let's go, dude.
Wow, Godwin, you drafted the worst team again.
No, I
No,
did not.
It's not over
Tatum,
yet. It's
Shea,
not
and
over yet.
Donovan is Tatum, Shea, and Donovan is nasty. I don't know
You're
what
about to go with like Garland or Cade. Oh, he's gonna pick Hero or LP. There it is.
No, I'm taking Davis. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's the big
You're
guy.
drunk?
I should have
drunk?
saved him.
I'm surprised you
drunk?
made the correct choice.
Shut up.
All right. I guess I could go super old and go Durant, LeBron, Harden.
Yeah, your team's gonna get gassed by the second quarter, bro. Shut up.
Um,
Bunch of geriatric players.
let's see. I'll go Jaylen Brown.
You're going Brown?
Like what?
I guess.
All right,
Cool,
I'm going
force him-
Ant.
force
Ant
him to
Edwards.
Oh
Bro,
shit.
Nick. Oh, I'm surprised you made the right
Oh,
pick. I'm
I
surprised you
think
made the
he's
right pick.
Ant
I'm
Edwards.
surprised you made the right pick. Yeah,
I'm
Nick.
so
Hey,
happy
Nick.
you
Hey,
stayed.
Nick. Hey,
I
Nick.
forgot he was there.
Hey, Nick. You're a clown.
I
Nick,
definitely
you're a
am.
clown. Oh.
More
Oh.
focused on clowning you than picking my team.
All right, Jackson, just pick your pick.
We're gonna go with our new power forward. Give me J-Dub.
J-Dub. All right.
I think we got a well-rounded.
I'll go with
I like
Dame.
Dame. That's a good pick.
Trash pick, bro. No, it's a trash pick, bro. I don't know what this guy's got.
Let's see. Who's even?
So let's see. There's still Harden, Jaren, Alp, best on the board. Cade, DG, Tyler Hero.
You know,
Mobley.
we'll make our All-Star predictions. I feel a low-key guy to go crazy in an All-Star game is Tyler Hero. So we're gonna
For
go.
sure.
Did you just take him?
Yeah, Tyler Hero.
That was my pick.
Womp womp.
Say womp womp one more time. See what happens, bro. See what happens. All right. I'm gonna take. Man, I really want to do it. I'm gonna take LP. Can do it.
Yeah,
Give me
I have to.
None of us would probably have.
Mobley.
Shut up. I'll pick. 2-0.
Mobley.
Actually, 1-0, I guess, with Mobley.
Yeah, 39-9. That's all it is.
1-0. 1-0.
Let's
That's LP's
see.
record against Mobley.
Miles, take the Cav.
Cannot believe you.
You know
You
what?
know you won't.
You know what?
I am-
I'll take Harden.
All
That's
right.
not a Cav. I hate to
Not
break
who
it to
I
you,
had in
champ, but
mind.
that's not a Cavaliers player.
Harden, get another playmaker.
You're right. I'm
Jackson.
gonna take Cade. Cade.
Wow.
Thanks for letting me have a steal, guys. Really. No,
I'll
my
go
team's
Triple
actually
J.
stacked. You guys-
Oh, wait. Triple J? Yeah, I'll go Triple J.
Nope, he said it. He said it.
He said it first.
I know. So he's got to take him. He can't second guess himself.
And then,
Oh,
geez, do I? And then,
Siakam or
Siakam or
Garland?
Mobley? Or
then I end up.
Garland.
I'll take Garland.
Thank you. My team is so good. Oh my goodness. What do you mean? What? My team is Shea, Donovan, Tatum, AD, J-Dub, Alp, Pascal, and Cade. Cade is the
That's
steal
rough.
of the draft.
That's
Yeah,
rough.
that's pretty rough.
That's
Not
rough,
gonna
dude.
lie.
My team, we got Giannis, Steph, Towns, Wemby, Ant, Hero, Harden, and Garland.
I'm scared of that team.
Trash. I'm not scared of squat.
All right, we got
Nope.
Jokic, Durant, LeBron, Brunson, Jalen Brown, Dame, Mobley, Triple J.
That team does have, if
That
you wanna-
team is trash. No, that team is trash, is what it is, bro. That team is so bad. Not to mention, all of his players are going to be injured within the first 2 minutes of the game, bro. Because he's
That's why
on
we're the
Knicks
injured
now, and
reserves.
That is
Exactly.
hilarious. Let us know in the comments down below who you think
Yeah.
drafted the best team. That was a lot of fun there. But now let's get to some other news from around the league with a guy that could I don't know if we talked about him maybe being a snub, and De'Aaron Fox.
I did. I said his name.
Yeah. We found out, let's see, Wednesday afternoon that the Sacramento Kings have basically opened up shop on trade talks around De'Aaron Fox. Now, we kind of talked about it a little bit when Mike Brown got fired and things were kind of at the worst with the Kings this season. But they've been winning ever since, really. They've been winning basketball games, looking pretty good. Everyone's been playing well on their end. They're in the play-in, but a week before the deadline, basically, and Rich Paul basically says, hey, it might be best for you guys to start looking for trades for De'Aaron Fox, who's going to be a free agent in 2026. He still has a year and a half still on his contract. So, Jackson, starting off with you, what were your thoughts when you first saw this officially that the Kings are now open to moving on from Fox?
It makes sense. I don't know why keep him if his camp is making things difficult. That's extra drama you don't need, honestly. I met Rich Paul, one of my good buddies, actually. Met him in a Cavs game one time. But I don't know why he's being a little diva right now. Just let Fox play next year, and then if things are still going rough, if contract extensions aren't going good, then tell the team to trade him. I don't know why you're telling them a year and a half in advance. Maybe so they can get the best value, but I don't know.
Nick, what do you think?
I hope Jimmy Butler knows how to light the beam.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Stop. Okay,
Imagine, dude.
This dude's
Imagine
yapping now.
if
He's
those
going to the
all-
Spurs.
If those all combine into one. Spurs. The Spurs. So it came out as well that De'Aaron Fox had one destination in mind, and it's got to be the Spurs. It is the Spurs, from all accounts.
Oh, Harrison Barnes
thank you.
going back to light the beam.
Dude, look, Spurs would obviously be a great fit. Fox and Wembanyama together would be awesome. And the Spurs obviously have pieces and picks to trade, but this is kind of going in a bit of a situation that, with Fox having a year and a half on his contract, what should the Kings or Spurs do? If you're the Spurs, why would you trade away assets to get a guy that you already know wants to come to your team? It's kind of similar to Carmelo Anthony when he requested the trade from Denver to New York, made it very clear he was going to go to New York that summer, but the Knicks traded away young guys like Gallinari, Wilson Chandler, future first-round picks that one of them, I think, included Jamal Murray. Trading away assets that eventually, made Carmelo Anthony's time in New York not as successful as it could have if they kept those pieces and just waited. So I don't know, what should the Spurs do in this situation now that they know that a guy like Fox wants to go to their team?
Wait it out. Because where else is he going to go? Honestly, Houston, maybe, but honestly, as a Houston Rockets fan, I don't know. Fox would be nice, but we don't necessarily need him. Let's let Reed Shepherd keep balling. Let's let everyone else, but I don't know where else he'd go.
I feel like there's some interesting places where he could end up because, a year and a half is still like a year and a half and 2 postseasons for a team to try to convince Fox to stay. Probably the best example of a team doing that is probably Cleveland with Donovan Mitchell. Yeah. Trading him with 2 years left on his contract. All the reports were saying he wanted to be in New York. He wanted to be in Nick. And the Cavs in 2 years essentially convinced him to re-sign, and now Cleveland's at the top of the conference. I could see a similar situation happening with, Orlando's got pieces and contracts to trade if they wanted to do it. Another place that's always linked with star players is Miami, because Miami is one of the few teams that doesn't really have a set point guard going forward. I mean, that's the thing that's difficult with a player like Fox, is that so many of these good competitive teams already have their point guard set going forward. That's kind of what just makes it difficult.
The Lakers don't have a point guard.
Lakers,
I could
They'd
see
have to
him.
trade the whole roster. They'd have to trade everybody besides Brown and AD.
Yeah, I don't think they have. They don't. I don't think they.
Well, I mean, they could put a package with Roy and Austin Reeves together.
Yeah, well, why trade Austin Reeves? He's balling.
But to get Fox, but then it's also like
Dude, see, that ruins the whole team identity. Every team's got to have one cold white boy. Austin Reeves is the Lakers' cold white boy. It's
Austin Reeves gets probably 85 points scored against him every single game.
Bro.
Like you when you guard me, son. Stop.
Yeah.
No, but dude, I don't know. It's certainly an interesting situation, and the fact that this comes out like a week before the deadline. The trade deadline is this Thursday, and it's like, now the Kings kind of have to, if they want to trade him, they have to kind of not rush, but hear out all the offers that other teams have, whether it is Miami, Orlando, or if San Antonio is looking to make a move right now. I mean, I don't know. Does this sort of thing maybe change how San Antonio wants to go out the rest of their season? They've been losing a bit the last few games. What do you guys think?
I don't really know, man.
I think they need to use this season to figure out where Steph Castle is going to be, and
in Sacramento.
No, that's what I'm saying. They do the opposite of that. Just continue to watch guys like you got Keldon Johnson or Keldon Johnson.
Yeah, Keldon Johnson,
Devin Vassell,
Sohan, Vassell,
Trey Jones. Yeah, they got a lot of young guys that they should definitely still watch.
It's year 2 with that little thing they got going on there, and it's been a huge improvement. So don't rock the boat.
Yeah, and then just wait and see what happens. I mean, the fear would just be if you're the Spurs, it's like this player wants to come to your team, and maybe let's say Fox gets traded to Miami, and it's Fox. You have a core of Fox, Hero, and Bam, which sounds really good. Like Fox and Bam all played together. They both played together in college. Hero also went to Kentucky. That'd be a crazy, top 3 there in Miami.
What are they going to sign John Wall out of retirement?
Well, but that'd be a great if Miami could convince Fox to resign, and then if you're the Spurs, it's like, man, we had this chance to get him, and now we still have Wemby, and we just wait for the next star who wants to come play with him. But it's
what would the package to the Spurs look like? It'd be Stephon Castle.
I wouldn't trade Castle for Fox,
but you would have to.
You'd have to. You'd have to.
If you're Sacktown,
why would the Spurs do that deal right now?
Getting a 26 point per game score,
and then Castle would just be on the bench like that.
I think it makes a lot more sense for the Lakers to move Hodge and Reeves than it does for the Spurs to move Castle.
I don't think so, because we've seen what happens when the Lakers go star hunting and go away from some of the Lakers are trying to get more depth and more pieces along with LeBron and AD, trading 2 of your key pieces for one Fox who needs the ball in his hands to make things work, and you already have LeBron and AD. I do not think him going to the Lakers would work at all, in my personal opinion. That would just make them more shallow.
I mean, the Lakers have been playing great recently, too. I don't think they need to change too much up, unless, obviously, we talked about the trades a couple episodes ago. But maybe going out and getting, like, another big, like, Jonas Valanciunas, or maybe, like, Clarkson for the bench, too. You never know. I mean, they got the Vando contract they still should move on from.
Yeah.
I mean,
overall, just a crazy situation for the Kings. Do you guys think that the Kings should trade him do you guys think the Kings will trade him in the next week, or will they just keep him for the remainder of the season?
Unless San Antonio's giving you a great offer, I wouldn't. Just because, I don't know. Because I feel like all the other teams might, now that they know he wants to go to San Antonio, they might not give as crazy of an offer. So I think the only team you're going to get a good offer from, or an insane offer from, might be San Antonio. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's probably right. I mean, this is one of the rare situations where the player that wants to get traded, the place where a player wants to get traded also has the best offer. It's honestly similar to Anthony Davis when he wanted to go from New Orleans to the Lakers, and the Lakers had the best offer, and the Pelicans got a lot of young players back that ended up becoming really good players. But just
Meanwhile, Jimmy and Pat Riley.
Jimmy, unlike that whole situation, but. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy that, a week before the deadline, and we already have this Jimmy stuff. The Bulls have guys they want to trade. And then just this, really good, De'Aaron Fox, he might be the best player on the market now. And, it just sets across, a whole new dynamic of, where these, great players could go. The whole league could get shaken up. I'm very excited to see what happens over the next week or so. And another team that could potentially have a say in that is the Atlanta Hawks now that, unfortunately, Jalen Johnson is done for the season with a shoulder injury. Injury occurred earlier this week, out for the season, about a left shoulder injury. Hawks have now lost 7 games in a row. As I've said earlier, they're in, I believe 9th place in the East with a 22-25 or 22-26 record now in the Eastern Conference. Do you guys think that this injury kind of changes the way that the Hawks go about this season? Jackson, you're nodding your head. What do you think?
No, actually, no. Now that I think about it, because they don't have their first round pick. So I think they still got to try and remain competitive. I mean, they have to. They have no other choice because I believe who has their first?
Might be the Spurs. It might be the Spurs. Let me check here. Let me see if there are any protections on the.
So it'll be the Kings. Is what I'm just kidding.
No, yeah, it's unprotected to San Antonio from the DeJounte Murray trade.
Yeah, so I think they got to just try and remain competitive. I think still got DeAndre Hunter, still got Trey. I mean, just got to try and stay in that play-in area, I guess, and maybe make the playoffs. But it's definitely a huge loss losing Jalen Johnson. I mean, like we were talking about, he could be an all-star, but I don't know. Now that he's injured, I mean, they're the 9th seed. They're treading lightly. And the Sixers, as much as I hate to say it, they're right on the cusp of moving up. They've been winning a lot. It's probably because Joel Embiid hasn't played, but
right. Nick, what do you think? Obviously, Atlanta has some other pieces that they could trade at the deadline as well. They have a couple expiring deals with Larry Nance Jr.'s $11 million deal and Clint Capella for $22 million. Do you think that this could change the way that they approach, this deadline from a trade standpoint?
It's tough to say. Like, the injury definitely puts them between like a rock and a hard place because you just laid out how they don't have their picks, so they really have no incentive to be bad. So I think their strategy is going to depend on sort of the offers that they get elsewhere. Like if a team sends over something for one of those expiring contracts and it includes a pick or a guy that you think might help you in the next year or 2 or 3 or 4 even, like, yeah, you might want to consider that and think about it because the rest of this year it's looking like Philly's probably going to take your playing spot and you're going to be in Cancun and
or they take Chicago's spot as well. Because when you look at the standings right now, like Atlanta, I mean, they're far away from being, in those tanking teams with Toronto and Brooklyn, down there. They still have 7 more wins above those teams. So I feel like there could be a world where they quote unquote sell, but still make the play-in because Chicago's also selling. And then your pick is still, not as bad. It may be like the 12th, 13th pick going to San Antonio. And then next year, your pick is you have your unprotected first round pick. And that's the year you may look to rebuild a little bit if, but it's still weird because you have Trey and Jalen Johnson. Just a weird situation, in Atlanta, with the team they have right now.
Let's not sleep on Toronto. 5-game win streak, tied for the best current win streak.
Toronto's on a 5-game win streak?
Yeah.
Dude, them and the Knicks. They're the Blazers of the East.
Yeah, that's for real.
And then you have the Washington Wizards, who are now on a 16-game losing streak, have not won a game since I want to say January 1st.
That's not bad. Okay. It's not bad.
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's where the Wizards wanna
That's
be. But
Jordan Poole's saving himself for the playoffs, man.
yeah, I guess so.
A
But
couple
either
years.
way, prayers up to Jalen Johnson for a speedy recovery as well with the shoulder injury. He should be all good to make a recovery for next season as Nick gets bolted out or something. He'll be back with us shortly. Last bit of news: the Golden State Warriors are going to retire Andre Iguodala's number 9 jersey on February 23rd in their game against the Dallas Mavericks. Warriors retiring, Iggy's number 9 jersey, well deserved. What are your guys' reactions to that news?
I mean, very deserved, I think. I think this just means the big four are all going to get their number. I mean, obviously we knew that, but I wasn't necessarily sure about Clay, but I think Clay is going to get retired. Obviously, Draymond and Steph will. Because they're probably going to be Warriors lifers at this point, unless they trade Draymond or something.
You think Durant? I think so,
Yeah, 2-time finals MVP for sure.
Yeah, they'll get 5. I mean, it's crazy. The Hampton 5 they're all going to have their jerseys retired. With this news. And it's also cool. They're retiring it against the Mavericks, so Klay Thompson will be in the building as well. That'll be just a fun atmosphere on a Sunday afternoon. I'm sure that'll be like an ABC type of game. So that'll be, awesome. Shout out to Iguodala for a great career. What do you guys think about Iguodala's Hall of Fame chances?
Just based on the Max Kellerman sound bite alone, he definitely got a good shot.
Jackson, what do you think about Iggy?
I wouldn't mind him being a Hall of Famer. I think he deserves it. I mean, the Basketball Hall of Fame is by far the easiest Hall of Fame to get into.
Whoa!
If he was a baseball player, don't even say whoa.
I was sarcastically saying whoa.
Baseball. I was about to say, bro, because baseball, it's dang near impossible. Not impossible, but it's incredibly tough. And the NFL, it's the same thing. But NBA, it's a lot easier. I mean, DeMar DeRozan's considered a Hall of Famer, so I think Iggy should be right there too, just because he's got the Finals MVP and stuff.
Yeah,
because he clamped up LeBron. Remember when he clamped up LeBron, held like 32 points a game?
I think it was like 36 a game. That's crazy. But no, yeah, his career accolades, he got the Finals MVP 2015, 4-time champion, made an All-Star game with Philadelphia, 2-time All-Defense, All-Rookie first team. But yeah, just the impact to, one of the league's greatest dynasties that we've ever seen, definitely well deserving there. But yeah, there's all the news that we've got in the NBA over the last, couple of days. Certainly a lot going on. But now let's get to Nick's college game. Nick's bringing us back to college. Or I guess I'm in college, and Jackson will go back. But Nick's bringing us back to class.
Yeah, I was excited for this one. So how it works is we just had the All-Star reserves and the rookie sophomore classes announced, like Miles said, a couple hours before we pressed the record button. So I have a stat line from one of these players who made the All-Star team or the rookie sophomore game from their final year in college, and then 3 multiple choice answers. So I'll give you their points per game, their assists per game, and their rebounds, followed by their field goal percentage, their 3-point percentage, and their free throw percentage. And then I'll give you the 3 options. All right. I also have the stats for the options of the guys who are not the correct answer if you want to know those stats.
Sweet. Let's do it.
All right. Let's see. I guess we'll go to Miles, and then Jackson, you can steal. Jackson, and then Miles can steal.
Okay. For me.
Well, I mean, we shouldn't have steals for the third, option. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so you just get one, one steal for the second one. All right, let's do it.
Yeah. All right, to Miles first. 15.6 points per game. This player had 2.7 assists per game and 4.1 rebounds per game on 41% from the field, 35% from 3, and 81% at the line. Your options are Bub Carrington, Donovan Mitchell, and Tyler Hero at Kentucky.
Ooh, that's a good. Okay, I'm gonna go. Let's see. What were the shooting number? It was like 41 from the field, 37.
41, 35, 81.
I'm gonna go with Donovan Mitchell.
That is correct.
Let's go. Let's go. I know
That was
because
a
he
layup.
was more of a defensive guy in college, so he wasn't really doing it wasn't the most efficient scoring.
That was a layup.
All right. Next.
I
go.
get this one wrong.
All right, I'll
This
keep
one's
track.
for you, Jackson.
All right.
We have 14.1 points per game. This player had 1.7 assists per game and 5.1 rebounds on 44% from the field, 40% from 3-point, and 85% at the line. Was it Grady Dick at Kansas, James Harden at Arizona State, or Brandon Miller at Alabama?
I know it's not Brandon Miller. Wait, can you say the point total, like points per game, one more time?
14.1 points, 1.7 assists,
Brandon Miller.
5.1 rebounds.
Okay. Was Grady really passing like that? Man, I know I said he was my favorite player of all time, but I do not know his college stats. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? I'm gonna go with Grady.
That's correct.
What a pull!
Good job, Goglin.
All right, those were the two. Those were the two gimmies. The rest of them are a little bit more.
That was
challenging,
not
I
a
think.
gimme, chat.
That was the most gimme.
All right.
All right.
Man, this is gonna get tough then. All right, let's do it.
This player, he averaged 17.8 points per game, 2.4 assists, and 8.2 rebounds on 48% from the field, 32% from three, and 77% from the free throw line.
All
I
right.
think I know.
Was it UCLA's Jaime Jaquez?
What?
I forget where Tristan Da Silva went. Tristan Da Silva or Michigan
College.
State Spartan Jaren Jackson Jr.
Oh man.
I think I know.
17.8, 2.4, 8.2 rebounds on 48, 32, 77.
Oh my gosh. What? Dude. This is tough. Oh man. Is this
Come on.
there's no man, this is a tough one.
I know the one person it's not.
I'll go Tristan Da Silva.
Incorrect.
Darn.
All right. I think this player is Jaime Jaquez.
That is correct.
Darn.
Yeah, because Jaron only averaged like 13 in college or something like
He
that.
only averaged 11.
Yeah, I was gonna say the rebounding was too. Jaron Jackson 8 rebounds. There's no way.
Nah,
Right.
Jaime's a beast on the glass, man.
Jaime was good. He was good in college. All right, and Jackson.
Jaime.
All right. A couple of these guys are in here twice.
Well, that's gonna throw me off.
So they haven't been. They were an option, but they weren't the guy. So they're back.
Okay.
I
They
hope
could be the
they're
guy.
not the guy again. I hope they're not the guy again.
All right. This player averaged 18.0 points per game, 4.2 assists, and 4.4 rebounds on
And Edwards.
51,
And Edwards.
51, 40, and 81.
Ooh.
We have Tristan Da Silva, Brandon Miller, or Jalen Williams.
Oh, okay, so it's not my guess.
This one's for Jackson.
So it's not my guess. Would he have Da Silva on here twice already if it wasn't Da Silva? Can you say the second option?
Brandon Miller, Tristan Da Silva, or Jalen Williams. And the stats were 18.0, 4.2, 4.4 on 51,
No,
40.
It's definitely Brandon Miller because Brandon Miller was really good in college.
That is not correct.
Dang it, stupid idiot. What stupid. Sorry. Yeah,
J-Dub.
That is correct.
Let's go.
I knew it. But Brandon Miller was so good in college, man.
All right.
So
Back
it's
to Miles.
2-2 right now.
Where's the Turkish league stats?
2-2. We have 4 left. We have 4 left.
All right, let's get it.
All right. This player in college averaged 20.9 points per game, 4.0 assists, and 10.8 rebounds on 58%,
Incarnation.
0% from 3, and 70% from the free throw line. Was it
Clearly, this
Pascal
is Benson.
Siakam at New Mexico State, Trace Jackson Davis at Indiana or Evan Mobley at USC?
Let's see. What were the first two options?
Siakam, Trace Jackson Davis, Evan Mobley. On 21 points, 4 assists, 11 rebounds, 58,
That's
0,
actually
70.
tough. Wait, that's really tough.
Ooh. Man.
Actually,
This is
I'm kind of,
Oh my gosh.
I'm kind of stumped. But I actually know exactly who this is.
We'll go Trace Jackson Davis.
That is correct.
Let's
You
go.
are such a jerk. I knew the answer to
Let's
that.
go.
I'm upset.
All right, I'm not going to give the percentages on this one because it would give it away.
Guess whose turn it is, guys? It's mine. It's mine.
You ready, Jackson?
Just say the names, please.
All right, this player in college averaged 25.2 points, 2 assists, and 12.2 rebounds.
What?
Was it Anthony Davis,
Nope.
Karl Anthony Towns? Dang, I should have switched it up. Or Zach Edey.
No, say the third.
Zach Edey.
It's Edie. It's Edie. Like,
I could have.
what?
All right.
No, that's a point. That's a point, man. Let's
Technically,
go.
that's a point.
Let's go.
Technically,
baby.
that's a point.
I messed up.
Oh, what'd you mess up?
Well, that was too easy.
That was way too easy. He only averaged like 12 in college.
I meant to include a different player with Edie
Edey?
and not give the percentage because it would have been a little harder, but I'd messed it up.
All right, it's fine. All right, 3-3. 3-3. We're tied.
All right, there's 2 left. 2 left. And you guys know Carlton Carrington is back. All right, so the point, the stat line is 15.3 points, 2.8 assists, 4.2 rebounds on 38% from the field, 34% from 3, and 79% from the free throw line. Was it Carlton Carrington, Keontae George, or Jalen Wells?
I think I know.
15.3 points, 2.8 rebounds, or 2.8 assists, and 4.2 rebounds. 38, 34, 79.
And what were the options?
Carrington, Keontae George, Jalen Wells.
Man, I'll go with Bob Carrington.
That is not correct.
Darn, yeah.
Carlton Carrington went to Pitt. Keontae George went to Baylor. Jalen Wells is from.
It's Jalen Wells because second round pick, I think, just makes sense. Bad efficiency. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Keontae.
Actually, Jalen Wells had really good efficiency, and
Really?
Keontae George was the correct answer.
Yeah, I was going to say Jalen Wells is like 6'8", 4 rebounds would have been embarrassing.
He only averaged 4.6 rebounds.
4.6. Hey, rounds up to 5 instead of 4. That's better.
All right, last one.
Go tell him to his face.
This one's for all the marbles. So
win. Oh my gosh.
This player.
I'm gonna miss it.
Jackson, yeah, you better not miss it, dude.
I'm gonna miss it. I'm already telling you right now.
This is another layup. I actually think we should just leave it as a tie.
What? We can't leave it as a tie.
Like, huh?
All right. All right, this player.
Can we each have a
in college
chance to guess it? Can we have a chance to guess it beforehand each?
No.
Marbles?
No. 16.8 points per game. 2.1 assists and 7.3 rebounds on 45% from the field, 34% from 3, and 85% of the line.
So
was that Kevin Durant? Was that Victor Wembanyama in his last season overseas?
Wait.
Or Jason Tatum?
I think that one's a layup. Honestly, I think it's JT.
Yeah. I was going to give you... Okay, so backtrack. Durant and Edey were the ones I was going to put together because Durant was at 25.8 and 11.1 rebounds in college. That was
Durant was ridiculous.
So I should have put him and Edey together and not included
All right, Jackson, GG's. Good
Who
job.
else is washed? He hasn't won a competition in
He gave you a layup at the end. Are you kidding
I
me?
gave you 2 layups.
No,
He gave
man.
Jackson
No, I
2
didn't-
layups.
I
So
didn't have the
win.
efficiency for Zach 80. That's not fair. I'm playing from behind for real.
Playing from.
All right, this was on very short notice. We made it work.
We did. That was a fun game. Jackson wins.
Joey, lucky he wasn't here. I would have wiped the floor with that clown.
Let us know how many you got right at home if you watched along.
Yeah. 3 to 4.
Why was JD Davidson not mentioned, by the way?
JD Davison.
Fan favorite.
Amani Bates. Dude, that would have been a crazy multiple choice. But yeah, let us know how you guys did at home in that one. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys got anything else before we get out of here?
No, sir.
Go Rockets. They're currently up 8 because Dylan Brooks just missed. What an idiot, bro.
Shout out to the Rockets. Shout out to the Cavs. Both getting
Shout out
wins.
to the
Both getting all-stars. Both having great seasons. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Subscribe for more NBA content. Again, check the description down below. We'll have the baloney basketball video we were on. If you want to hear us talk more about the all-stars, go check that one out. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.